Hello, my name is Michael. I'm 32, and my wife is leaving me after 13 years together. We have a daughter, a bright and beautiful girl who deserves so much more than the turmoil she's been witnessing. Our relationship was never great, but I held on, believing things would improve, that the rough patches were just phases we needed to get through. My wife, let's call her Emily, had a tendency to cheat. It wasn't just once or twice, but repeatedly over the years. Each time it happened, she would come back crying, blaming me for her actions, and I, in my guilt and love, would forgive her, thinking it was my fault, that I could be better and make things right. I always thought she would grow out of it. I thought that once we settled into our lives, she'd find peace and stability with me. But it never happened. Every time I was away for work, my mind would be plagued with doubts. I had hoped these fears were irrational, but they were rooted in reality. The last straw came when I was away on a business trip. My gut feeling told me something was wrong, so I checked our call log. There it was. She had called the guy she cheated on me with 3 years ago. My heart sank, but I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. When I was on my way home, I asked her about it, and she denied everything. The deceit was palpable, but I wanted to believe her. Once home, I found her phone and checked it. She had hidden his number under a woman's name. They had exchanged 236 messages. She was waking him up for work, something she never did for me, and talking to him in a way I wished she would talk to me. When I confronted her, she simply said, "He used to be my best friend, and it's nice to have someone to talk to." There was no remorse, no guilt, just a cold, hard truth that she didn't care about the sanctity of our marriage. We decided to divorce, but she's still living in the house. The atmosphere is surreal. She sleeps like a baby while I lie awake, haunted by thoughts of our shattered life. She acts as if it's no big deal, going about her days with a nonchalance that I can't comprehend. It's as if the last 13 years meant nothing to her. One of the strangest moments came when we changed our profile pictures on social media. A random girl liked my photo, and Emily jumped on it, accusing me of moving on too quickly. The irony was bitter. Here was a woman who had repeatedly betrayed me, now acting jealous over a harmless interaction. My heart aches for our daughter. She's innocent in all this, yet she's caught in the crossfire. Emily never spent much time with her. There was always something more important. It breaks my heart to see the confusion in her eyes, to hear her ask why Mommy and Daddy are always angry. I try to be there for her, to shield her from the storm raging between Emily and me, but it's hard. Every day is a struggle. I cook her favorite meals, read her bedtime stories, and take her to the park. I do everything I can to give her a sense of normalcy, but I can't replace the love and attention she should be getting from her mother. I remember the early days of our relationship. We were young and in love, full of dreams and aspirations. Emily was my world, and I was hers, or so I thought. The first time she cheated, it shattered me, but I convinced myself it was a one-time mistake. I wanted to believe in our love, in the future we had envisioned. But the pattern repeated itself. Each time she would come back with tears in her eyes, blaming me for her actions. I wasn't attentive enough. I didn't understand her needs. I wasn't the man she wanted me to be. I internalized it all, believing I was the problem. I worked harder, tried to be better, hoping to mend the cracks in our relationship. But the cracks were too deep, and my efforts were in vain. Emily's infidelities weren't about me. They were about her. Her need for validation, her inability to commit, her selfishness. It took me a long time to realize this, to stop blaming myself for her actions. The final blow came not from her infidelity, but from her indifference. When I confronted her about the messages, there was no remorse, no apology. Just a cold admission that she valued her conversations with him more than our marriage. It was like a switch flipped inside me. I knew then that there was no saving us. Now, as we navigate the murky waters of divorce, I feel a mixture of relief and sorrow. Relief that I no longer have to live in a state of constant doubt and betrayal. Sorrow for the life we could have had, for the dreams that will never come true. Emily's presence in the house is a constant reminder of our failed marriage. She moves around as if nothing has changed, while I'm left picking up the pieces. Her nonchalance infuriates me, but I try to keep my anger in check for the sake of our daughter. Our daughter. She's the one bright spot in all this. Her laughter, her innocence, her love. She's what keeps me going. I want to give her the best life possible, to show her what a loving and respectful relationship looks like. I want to be the father she deserves. But it's hard. Some days the weight of it all feels unbearable. The memories of happier times, the pain of betrayal, the uncertainty of the future. It's a lot to carry, but I have to be strong for her and for myself. I started seeing a therapist, trying to untangle the mess of emotions inside me. It's helping slowly. I'm learning to forgive myself, to let go of the guilt and the anger. I'm learning to accept that it's okay to move on, to find happiness again. I've also reconnected with old friends, people I had lost touch with over the years. Their support has been invaluable. They remind me that I'm not alone, that I'm not defined by my failed marriage. They give me hope that there's a future beyond this, a future where I can find peace and happiness. The road ahead is long and uncertain. There will be more tough days, more moments of doubt and pain, but there will also be moments of joy, of growth, of healing. I'm determined to find those moments, to build a better life for myself and my daughter. Emily and I are working out the details of our divorce. It's a painful process, filled with legalities and negotiations, but it's necessary. We both need to move on, to find our own paths. I hope she finds whatever it is she's looking for, and I hope I can find peace in knowing I did my best. As I sit here reflecting on the past 13 years, I realize that I've grown in ways I never thought possible. I've learned the importance of self-worth, of setting boundaries, of not losing yourself in someone else's chaos. I've learned that it's okay to walk away from something that no longer serves you, even if it's painful. Most importantly, I've learned the true meaning of love. Love isn't about sacrifice and suffering. It's about mutual respect, trust, and understanding. It's about being with someone who values you, who supports you, who makes you feel safe and cherished. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I can rebuild my life, that I can be the father my daughter deserves, that I can find love and happiness again. It won't be easy, but I'm ready to try. Because in the end, that's all we can do. Try our best, learn from our mistakes, and keep moving forward.